Welcome to Books and Bytes, where we read so you don't have to. Get the key lessons in minutes. Today we're diving deep into Robin Sharma's Who Will Cry When You Die.
Mm.
Um, it's a self-help book,
Yeah,
but that title, right? It really makes you think.
it does, doesn't it? It's like he's cutting through all the noise, all the distractions, and
Yeah.
asking us, like, what's it all about?
Yeah.
You know? Not just how many friends you have on social media,
Yeah.
but, like, what's the real impact you're having? What will you leave behind?
Okay, so the book is divided into 101 short lessons, almost like little daily doses of wisdom. What ties it all together, though? What's the big idea he's getting at?
Sharma believes that a lot of us kind of sleepwalk through life, going through the motions, chasing external stuff without ever really connecting to a deeper purpose.
He's like, wake up, people. Stop just existing and start actually living.
Exactly. Live with intention, make every moment count.
I like that. So it's not just a bunch of random tips and tricks then. There's a real philosophy behind it.
Absolutely. He argues that most people never really figure out their life's task,
Life's task.
Yeah, like that unique thing that they were put on this earth to do.
Hmm.
And he says that not knowing what that is, that's a huge source of unhappiness for a lot of people.
Interesting. So how do we figure out this life's task? Is it like one of those career quizzes?
It's deeper than that. He has you really look inward, define your values, what matters most to you. He even has you write your own obituary.
Whoa, hold on. Write my own what?
Your obituary. Imagine you're gone. What do you want people to say about you? What kind of legacy do you want to leave?
Oh,
Uh-huh.
I see what he's doing there. Kind of morbid, but it makes you think about what you want your life to stand for.
Right. It's about legacy, but also living in alignment with those values right now, today.
And I'm guessing he has some ideas about how to do that.
Oh, he does. And he gets very practical. For example, he's a huge fan of gratitude journaling.
Gratitude journaling. Isn't that just listing things you're thankful for?
It's more than that. He suggests focusing on specific moments and really savoring those positive feelings, like really feeling them.
So it's not just a mental checklist. It's more like rewiring your brain to focus on the good.
Exactly. He even says it can change your body, reduce stress hormones, and make you feel better overall.
I've tried gratitude journals before, but I could never stick with it.
He talks a lot about consistency. He says, building a life of purpose, it's like training for a marathon.
Okay.
You wouldn't expect to run 26 miles on day one. You build up to it.
Small steps, but done consistently over time, that's how you make big changes.
Exactly.
What other daily practices does he recommend?
Morning rituals are a big one for him.
Like the whole successful people wake up early thing?
It's more than that. He thinks the way you start your day sets the tone for everything that follows.
So no more hitting the snooze button 9 times, huh?
It
I'm not sure I'm ready for that.
doesn't have to be a huge change. Start small. Wake up just 15 minutes earlier. Dedicate those minutes to something that nourishes you. Meditation, reading, even just enjoying a cup of coffee in silence. It's about claiming that time for yourself before the craziness of the day takes over.
15 minutes, I could probably manage that. Baby steps, right? What else?
He talks a lot about empty space.
Empty space. What does he mean by that?
Not just in your home, but in your life.
Oh,
Simplifying your commitments, your schedule, even your digital consumption.
was like a mental detox.
Yeah.
Is he saying we need to go off the grid and live in a cabin in the woods or something?
Not necessarily. It's more about being aware of what you're letting into your head, has all that information, all that stimulation. It just leaves you feeling scattered and stressed.
Yeah, that makes sense. When my inbox is overflowing and my phone is blowing up, that's when I feel the most overwhelmed.
Right. He even suggests scheduling what he calls digital Sabbaths, basically taking time to completely disconnect from technology.
Okay, I can see unplugging every now and then, but he also talks about limiting your exposure to news, right? Like avoiding it altogether. Isn't it important to stay informed?
He's not saying to be ignorant. It's about choosing your sources carefully and focusing on things that empower you rather than just scare you. He also talks about staying grounded in the present moment.
That whole mindfulness thing.
Yeah.
I've tried meditating, but my mind just races with to-do lists and worries about the future.
It's definitely a challenge quieting the mind, but he really believes in the benefits.
Yeah.
He has this great analogy. He compares worry to a rocking chair.
A rocking chair.
Yeah. It keeps you busy, but you don't actually go anywhere.
I love that. So true. I can waste so much time worrying about things that never gonna happen.
Exactly. He says focus your energy on things you can actually control and take action.
Okay.
Oh, and he also talks about the importance of play and laughter.
Wait, so it's not all serious self-reflection and discipline? there's room for fun, too.
Absolutely. Having fun, experiencing joy, those are essential parts of a fulfilling life.
Makes sense.
He wants you to reconnect with your inner child. Make time for things that bring you delight and don't take yourself too seriously.
That's a good reminder. It's easy to forget that when you're busy adulting all the time.
He also talks a lot about human connection and how important that is.
Okay, so we've got purpose, daily habits, mindfulness, a little bit of fun. Where do relationships fit into all this?
He dedicates a whole section to building strong and meaningful connections.
Okay.
He wants you to be kind in your everyday interactions, nurture those bonds with your family, really cultivate those deep connections with friends.
So it's not just about romantic relationships then. It's about that sense of community belonging in all areas of your life.
Exactly.
I like that.
And he goes beyond the usual advice, like communicating and spending quality time. He even suggests writing letters of appreciation to the people you love.
Handwritten letters. In this day and age, seems kind of old school.
But he says that the effort involved in writing a letter, it shows a level of care that you just can't get from a text message.
Yeah, I get that. There's something special about getting a handwritten note. It feels more personal.
Yeah.
You know.
He also talks a lot about forgiveness, not just for the other person, but for yourself.
Right. Holding on to grudges, it just weighs you down.
Exactly. He says to try to let go of those past hurts, those resentments. He acknowledges, though, that it's a process.
It's not always easy.
Right. And then he gets into the topic of success.
Success.
But not the way we usually think about it.
How so?
He defines it not just by money or career achievements, but by how much meaning and purpose you have in your life, how much you contribute to the world.
So it's not about climbing the ladder or getting that next promotion. It's about making a difference.
Exactly. He says to focus on doing your best work, whatever that may be. And he's all about hard work, dedication, and perseverance.
No shortcuts, huh?
Not if you want to really succeed.
Yeah.
He also encourages you to take risks, embrace change, and see failure as an opportunity to learn.
I like that. It's so easy to play it safe, to be afraid to step outside your comfort zone.
But that's where the growth is, he says.
Makes sense.
And he wants you to think beyond just yourself. Think about your impact on the world around you.
So it's not just about achieving things for yourself. It's about leaving the world a better place.
Exactly.
That's pretty inspiring, but it's a lot to take in.
It is, but he breaks it down into these really manageable steps. And he emphasizes the power of small, consistent actions, like showing up every day and doing the work even when it's hard.
So it's not about making huge, drastic changes overnight.
Right. It's about those sustainable habits, the things you can stick with over time.
I can get behind that. I think a lot of times we try to do too much too soon and then we just give up.
He compares personal growth to building muscle.
Okay.
You don't get ripped by lifting weights once. It takes consistent effort.
Makes sense.
And he really stresses the importance of being patient with yourself, celebrating those small wins and enjoying the journey.
That's encouraging.
It is. And one last thing, he talks a lot about self-awareness, knowing your strengths and weaknesses, facing those limiting beliefs, and adopting what he calls a growth mindset.
So it's not about blindly following someone else's rules.
Right. It's about figuring out what works for you.
Okay.
Experiment with different approaches and figure out what helps you grow.
Got it.
And don't forget about the importance of support from other people.
Oh, yeah.
Having positive, like-minded people in your life can make a huge difference.
Makes sense.
Find mentors, join groups, surround yourself with people who inspire you.
This has been such an insightful deep dive. Robin Sharma's Who Will Cry When You Die. It's really a powerful book.
It is. It can really change the way you look at things and inspire you to take action. It really boils down to a meaningful life. You don't just stumble upon it, you build it.
Okay.
You create it. And Sharma, he gives you the tools to do that.
So there's no predetermined fate thing. It's all about the choices we make.
Exactly. It's about making conscious choices every single day. Choices that line up with your values, with what you want to achieve. He wants you to really ask yourself, what will people say at my funeral? Will they remember me as someone who was obsessed with success or as someone who really lived and made a difference?
Wow, that's a pretty heavy question. It really makes you think.
It does. It gets to the heart of what matters.
But, okay, these are big ideas. How do we actually put them into practice? Where do we even start?
Well, Sharma lays out 101 specific lessons, but it all comes back to a few key principles.
Okay.
First, the power of small, consistent actions, little things done day after day. Those are what lead to the biggest changes.
So it's not about trying to overhaul your entire life in one fell swoop.
Right. It's about those sustainable habits, the things you can stick with over time.
Got it.
He compares it to building muscle.
Okay.
You don't get ripped by lifting weights just once. It's the consistent effort that pays off.
Why?
Be patient with yourself. Celebrate those small victories and enjoy the journey. It's not just about the destination.
That's good advice. It's easy to get discouraged when you don't see results right away.
Absolutely. And another important point, he stresses self-awareness.
Self-awareness.
Yeah, knowing your strengths and weaknesses, facing those limiting beliefs that we all have, and really cultivating a growth mindset.
So it's not about blindly following a set of rules. It's about understanding yourself, figuring out what works for you.
Exactly. Experiment, try different things, and see what helps you grow.
I like that.
Oh, and one more thing. Don't underestimate the power of other people.
Other people.
Yeah. Having supportive, positive people in your life that can make a huge difference.
So it's not a solo journey.
Definitely. Find mentors, join groups. Surround yourself with people who inspire you to be your best.
This deep dive has been so insightful. Who will cry when you die? It really makes you think about how you're living your life.
It does. It gives you a roadmap for living a more meaningful and fulfilling life.
I couldn't agree more. If you're looking for a book that will challenge you and inspire you to make some positive changes in your life,
this is it. Get your copy using the link in the description and be sure to subscribe to Books and Bytes for more insightful summaries.